dání ìyàwó lè dání ṣùgbọ́n orí ẹni ní gbé ní òrìṣà ní gbé ní bí orí òsì o ibi mo gbé ti yan orí mi ìfẹ́ lọ́ta ò lè mọ o ìwé ńlá o kò ní irú wẹ́wẹ́ o.
tó ẹ káàbọ̀ sí orí ìkànnì Baba Yorùbá ní gbogbo ibikíbi tí ẹ bá ti ń wò wá ní wákàtí ọ̀wọ̀ yìí. Bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ń gbọ́ wa ní jágeere ẹ jẹ́ á mọ̀, bẹ́ẹ̀ ò sì gbọ́ wa dáadáa ẹ jẹ́ á mọ̀, ká lè mọ bí tá a sáré àjò sí, bóyá ká yí sókè ní àbí ká gbé e lọlẹ̀, torí tí yín la ṣe wà, fáǹfààní yín la ṣe gbé àwọn ètò yìí kalẹ̀. Welcome everybody home and abroad. We want to appreciate you for joining us on this platform today. Once again, we are going to be talking to each other on very pertinent issue and some of our birthright that has been stolen away from us by people who have who practice the religion of the invaders. And on that note, ẹ jẹ́ á ṣèjúbà fáwọn tó nílẹ̀. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí mo ti máa ń sọ fún yín pé tá a bá fẹ́ ṣèjúbà, á bọ́ fìlà lórí, á yọ bàtà lẹ́sẹ̀, gbogbo ohunkóhun tí bá ń jẹ́ bí irin lára wa, á kó sẹ́gbẹ́ kan. Kì í ṣe torí nǹkan míì, àmọ́ nítorí kí èrè ó má bàa di ègún, kí àdúrà ó má bàa dé ìpè mọ́ni lára ni. Ǹjẹ́ ìbà lọ́wọ́ ẹni tó láyé, ìbà lọ́wọ́ ẹni tó nílẹ̀, ìbà lọ́wọ́ àwọn tó dó ká tó dó, àwọn tó tẹ̀ ká tó tẹ̀, ìbà lọ́wọ́ àwọn tí ń bẹ lẹ́yìn wa àtàwọn tí ń bẹ níwájú wa, ìbà lọ́wọ́ ilẹ̀, ìbà lọ́wọ́ afẹ́fẹ́, ìbà lọ́wọ́ òrùn, ìbà gangan lọ́wọ́ òṣùpá, lọ́wọ́ gbogbo tí ń bẹ nínú àgbáńlá ayé. A ṣèbà oyún inú, a ṣèbà àtẹ́ ìdí, a ṣèbà obìnrin ilé, ìbà ọkùnrin ilé, kíbà ó yẹ wá. Ìbà pàápàá jùlọ lọ́wọ́ àwọn ìyá wa, ọ̀sàlàǹsọ̀lọ̀ òṣòlòǹsálà panimáwàgún, olókìkí òru àtòríjapá àti fún jẹ̀dọ̀, àtẹ̀jọ̀dọ̀ ròrò, àwọn tí wọ́n nílé ayé nù. Àwa ṣèbà lọ́wọ́ orí tiwa gangan pẹ̀lú, wípé kórí ó má tàlátakò wa. A pè é lónìí wípé ẹ̀yin ni kò tì wá kọ́ ọmọ tì wá lójú, orí ilẹ̀ já fi ń labú, orí ni ọmọ ẹranko fi ń la ijù já, kórí wọ́n má ṣalátakò wa. Àṣẹ. Káwa máa bá ètò tòní lọ lókù. Orin tá a gbọ́ látẹnu àwọn bàbá wa Ògúndé ni. Ǹjẹ́ ẹ jẹ́ mọ̀ pé bàbá ti ṣe olùṣọ́ àgùntàn rí, kó tó di pé wọ́n jẹ̀ wọ́n ẹ̀sìn àwọn alájòjì. Bá a bá sì rí ẹni tó ṣe wípé ó jẹ́ kiriyó láàrin wa ń gbé, tí ń wò wípé kí ní ṣubú tẹ̀hún, kí lòun já sí, ẹ wí fúnrú wọn wípé wọ́n bá lọ sínú bíbélì rẹ̀ yóò rí wípé n tà ń ṣe kò lòdì rárá, àti wípé àwọn gangan ni wọ́n ń ṣe lòdì sí ohun tí wọ́n bá nílẹ̀, torí ìṣẹ̀ṣe àti ìrọ̀rùn ọmọ ìyá ni wọ́n, ìrọ̀rùn sí lábàǹgbà tá a dáyé. Bí wọ́n bá lọ sí ìwé Deuteronomy orí 13 láti ẹsẹ̀ 6, wọ́n mọ̀ rí kà ń bẹ̀. Let's read it for them. I've posted it on this platform before, and I knew something was wrong with the religion of the invaders, and so finding myself here is not something. So in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 13 from verse 6, it says, "Suppose someone secretly entices you even your brother, your son, or your daughter, your beloved wife, or your closest friend, and says, let us go worship other gods, gods that neither you nor your ancestors have known. The God that neither you nor your ancestors have known. Verse 7 says, they might suggest that you worship the gods of the people who live nearby. Àwọn tí ń gbé nígbèríko tẹ́ ẹ jọ wà. Or who came from the end of the world. That's the region of the invaders. Christianity came from the end of the world. Islam came from the end of the world. Buddhism came from the end of the world. Every other religion aside from African spirituality, Ìṣẹ̀ṣe to be speaking, came from the other part of the world. Their Bible said, but do not give in or listen to them. It said, have no pity and do not spare or protect them. And you know their God is always crazy God. We always talk about killing people, stoning people to death, which we don't do. We don't practice such thing in our own land. So if anybody tells you why you are doing Ìṣẹ̀ṣe, just tell them to go to the book of Deuteronomy chapter 13 from verse 6 to 8 and read it to them that Ọlọ́run yín gangan ló tọ́ka sí wípé ká má ṣe sin àwọn òòṣà tí àwọn baba ńlá baba wa ò mọ̀, àwọn onílẹ̀ wa tí wọn ò mọ̀, táwa gan ò mọ̀. Ká sì má sin ẹ̀sìn àjèjì tó wá láti ìlú ibòmíràn. Nípa ìdí èyí la fi fẹ́ sọ nípa orísun àti pàtàkì ìdánimọ̀ àbí ìkọlà. Ẹ jẹ́ a pè ní ìsàmì. Let's call it baptism, ìsàmì. Orísun àti ìdánimọ̀ ìsàmì. Origin and importance of baptism. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ni yóò mọ̀ pé bàbá Yorùbá tó ti fẹ́ dé. Yóò mọ̀ pé bàbá Yorùbá tó ti fẹ́ dé pẹ̀lú fàbúẹ̀ o. Àmọ́ orin kan ni wọ́n fi bẹ̀rẹ̀ tí wọ́n sọ ní Ọ̀ṣun ni wọ́n ti ń sọ orin ni wọ́n ti ń kọ. Wọ́n ní Kúlú sọ abiyamọ fẹ̀yìn sọ. Orin náà lọ báyìí wípé Ọ̀ṣun wẹmọ rẹ̀ kí dókítà ó tó dé. Bá a bá bímọ lọ́ṣun Òṣogbo, Ọ̀ṣun là ń wẹ̀ wọ́n sí. Bá ọ bá rí ìsàmì gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìrìbọmi, ó ti gbé gbági. Ìyàtọ̀ gédéǹgbé ló wà láàrin ìsàmì àti ìrìbọmi. Ọ̀nà àti ìsàmì ìrìbọmi wà, àmọ́ ìrìbọmi gangan kọ́ ni ìsàmì tán sí lórí. When you immerse someone in water, that's not the end of baptism. As a matter of fact, that is not the essence of baptism. Immersion in water is a procedure to baptizing someone. Nílẹ̀ wa ń bí, bá a bá ti bímọ, ó dá lórí ìdílé tó ní kálukú wa ti wá. Ìdílé tó bá ti wá ni wọ́n fàmì rẹ̀ lé ọ lórí. Àwọn onídìílé oníṣàngó ń bẹ, ìdílé ọlọ́ya ń bẹ, ìdílé oníyemọja, ìdílé ọlọ́ṣun, ìdílé ológun, ìdílé ọlọ́bàtálá, ìdílé olóòṣà oko, oríṣiríṣi ìdílé ló ń bẹ. Ìdílé tí wọ́n bá ti wá wáyé ni ó dá lórí irúfẹ́ ìsàmì tá fún ọ. Láfi mọ̀ pé ọmọ ìdílé eléégún leléyìí o, a mọ̀ pé wọ́n ní ọ̀jẹ̀. Ìdí rẹ̀ tí mo ṣe sọ wípé ká rí èèyàn bọmi àti ká ṣèsàmì fún wọn kò farapẹ́ra, àmọ́ lára ìsàmì ìrìbọmi wà. Ìsàmì wá látara orúkọ tá a sọmọ, irúfẹ́ gbẹ́rẹ́ tá a sín sọmọ lórí, àti irúfẹ́ iṣẹ́ tí ọmọ náà ń gbé ṣe and the type of spirituality this child will practice to be able to function properly in the society. Àmì lórúkọ jẹ́ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. Bá a bá sọ pé Ọ̀jẹ̀délé, Ọlọ́jẹ̀dé, Ọ̀jẹ̀wùnmí, Ọ̀jẹ̀bùnmi, Ọ̀jẹ̀túndé, irúfẹ́ àwọn ọmọ tí ń jẹ́ Ọ̀jẹ̀, a ti mọ̀ wípé ọmọlé eléégún ni wọ́n. Ara ìsàmì kan tí ó wà fún wọn nù. Bá a bá ń pe ọmọ ní Àyànkúnlé, Àyànbámidélé, Àyànfẹ́rànmi, a ti mọ̀ pé ìdílé onílù làwọn eléyìí. Onírúfẹ́ omi àti kànkàn tá a fi wẹrú wọn ńgbà bá bí wọn tán. Ìsàmì dì ní ìpele ìpele. Ìsàmì tá a ṣe fún ọmọ ńgbà tá a bá kọ́ bí ń bẹ. Ìsàmì tá a ṣe fún ọmọ ńgbà ó bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń dàgbà, eléyìí náà ń bẹ. Tá a bá pe ọmọ ní Ọ̀yákúnlé, Ọ̀yáfẹ́rànmi, a mọ̀ pé ìdílé ọlọ́ya làwọn eléyìí. Ìsàmì tá a ṣe fọ́mọ yóò dálé lórí irúfẹ́ oúnjẹ tí ó mọ̀ jẹ, aṣọ tí ó mọ̀ wọ̀. Àwọn ọlọ́ṣun èé wọṣọ dúdú. Ọ̀rọ̀ mi ò yé. Àwọn ìdílé oníṣàngó náà ń bẹ. Lára orò ìdílé ni ìsàmì ń bẹ. Ìsàmì is baptism. Family rite or family ritual. That's the beginning of baptism. Ẹ máa tọ̀ lọ bẹ́hùn. Bá a kákọ́wọ́ wẹ ọmọ ẹlòmíì nílé wọn, onírúfẹ́ àṣejẹ tá a fún ìyá wọn jẹ tá a kàn sọ́mọ lẹ́nu. Ńgbà bá kọ́ bí a fi sàmì sára ọmọ òun ni. This is the cadre, the office that you are going to function in this society called Yoruba society. Àìṣesàmì fọ́mọ ẹ máa ń da ilé ayé ọmọ rú. Ìsàmì àtakọ́sẹ̀ jayé yàtọ̀ síra wọn. Ẹ gbọ́ mi o. Ìsàmì àti baptism and checking someone's lot in life, they are different things. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọmọ la bí nílẹ̀ Yorùbá bí Sub-Saharan Africa, West Africa to be precise, that they do not have a trace of their family. They don't carry the baptism of the family that produced them. So you ask for their name. They will tell you they are Paul John, John Tyson, Michael this. Aláwọn kan tún máa sọ ọmọ wọn ní Jésù tó fún mi, Jésù fẹ́ràn mi, Jésù kún mi, kí ló dé? Wọ́n bá ṣe é ṣe fún ọ láti pèèyàn ní Jésù fẹ́ràn mi, ọ ti sọ pé òòṣà kan ló fẹ́ràn rẹ òun. Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ tó yẹ pé òòṣà olóòṣà ní fẹ́ràn rẹ tí ìṣòòṣà lu àwọn òbí tiẹ̀? Ẹ má gbàgbé pé nínú Bíbélì wọn tá a kà ká tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ ètò yìí, ó pé òòṣà kóòṣà táwọn bàbá wa ò bá mọ̀, táwa gan ò mọ̀, a ò gbọ́dọ̀ bá wọn sìn. Ẹ̀sìn tó bá sì wà nílé àjèjì ká má bá wọn ṣe. Deuteronomy chapter 16 from verse 6 downward. Lára orúkọ sísọ ni ìsàmì wà. A wá máa béèrè wípé kí ni orúkọ ìsàmì tìrẹ? Ẹ rí i pé tí wọ́n bá rí ọ bọmi, nígbà bá ṣèsàmì fún ọ ní ẹ̀sìn kìrìsìtẹ́nì, àbí bí wọ́n bá wẹ̀wẹ̀ wọn fún ọ ní ẹ̀sìn mùsùlùmí ìmọ̀le, wọ́n yí orúkọ rẹ padà sí orúkọ tọ́jọ orúkọ wọn, bíi kí wọ́n pè ọ́ John, kí wọ́n pè ọ́ Paul, àbí kí wọ́n pè ọ́ Muhammad àti oríṣiríṣi nǹkan báwọn. Ó ṣe dandan láti jẹ́ pé kó o gba orúkọ míì. Báwọn bá ń yí ọ padà kò ní ẹ̀sìn àwọn àbáláyé, ẹ̀sìn bàbá rẹ, tí wọ́n ń yí ọ sí ẹ̀sìn bàbá tiwọn àbí ẹ̀sìn àjòjì, jọ̀ọ́ sọ fún mi ní pàtó kí lo rò pé wọ́n ń gbàbọ̀ ńbẹ̀? Ó nídìí, torí rẹ̀ lobìnrin ṣe ń jẹ́ kúmólú. kí ló dé tó ṣe pàtàkì fún wọn láti ṣèṣàmì fún ọ? bá a bá gé nípele ìpele, ìjọ ìràpadà kò gba ìsàmì ìjọ aṣẹ́gun, ìjọ aṣẹ́gun ò gba ìsàmì ìjọ àpọ́stélì, ìjọ àpọ́stélì bọ́ ọ bá kù láti ìjọ kan sí míì, wọ́n rí i dájú wípé àwọn tún ṣèṣàmì fún ọ lákọ̀tún ni, they will rebaptize you. kí ló dé? ìdí pàtàkì tí ìsàmì ṣe jẹ oníkálukú lógún ni wípé agbára tí ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún àpéjọpọ̀ wa, agbára tá a fi ṣe ìpìlẹ̀ àpéjọpọ̀ wa yóò mọ ṣiṣẹ́ fáwọn tó ṣe wípé wọ́n ti fara wọn hàn gẹ́gẹ́ bí aṣojú àpéjọ ọ̀hún. The spirit, the foundational spirit of every gathering or every fellowship can only work when you identify publicly with that gathering through baptism. Ó wá ṣe ní láàánú púpọ̀ wípé ibi tí ọ̀ságbára ń làwọn èèyàn wa ń fi ara hàn sí, ibi tágbára wà ni wọ́n ń sá fún. Máa ń sọ fún yín, ehun tẹ́ ò bá mọ̀ ẹ béèrè àlàyé, ẹ mọ̀ sá fún un, ẹ sì mọ̀ sọ di nǹkan burúkú. Torí ẹ̀ la ṣe ń ṣe àwọn ètò yìí, àwọn tí wọn ò sí bí wọ́n bá wa. Ìsàmì ṣe pàtàkì nítorí ìwọ tá a bí ìdílé eléégún. Ọjọ́ bá kù ṣe gègé bù ṣe gàgà, tó kù ọ nìkan àtẹ́lẹ̀dá rẹ̀, tá a sì fẹ́ ṣe ọ́ níbi. Orúkọ tó ń jẹ́ yóò wá sí ìkọ̀yà rẹ̀. Ẹ mọ̀ gbọ́ tí wọ́n máa pé a kì í fọmọ rẹ̀ bọ rẹ̀. Pàtàkì jùlọ bá a bá fẹ́ yẹ fáwọ̀ àbí tá a fẹ́ jẹ nǹkan wò, kódà àwọn tí ń ṣe bí wọn, wọn kọ́kọ́ mọ orúkọ rẹ̀, pàápàá jùlọ orúkọ ìyá rẹ̀, kó tó di pé wọ́n gbé nǹkan lé ọ lórí. Ẹ mọ̀ rí pé bí wọ́n bá kó bí ẹni márùn-ún wọ̀bì kan, wọ́n pè eléyìí ò wúlò, eléyìí ò lè ṣe é lò, ọmọ awo leléyìí, igbá kan kòdò kan. Ó ti fara hàn pẹ̀lú òṣàdílé wọn ni. Ìní wọ́n fi mọ̀ wípé eléyìí ọmọ ilé eléyìí a lè fi ṣe nǹkan kan. Ọ̀rọ̀ tí mò ń sọ yìí, ẹlòmíì lè máa rò wípé ṣé ẹ wá pé kí n lọ lè máa bọ òòṣà àbí kí n padà lọ lé wa, bọ́ bá wọ̀n ọ lè ṣe, bẹ́ẹ̀ ò sì wọ́n àgùngbúlá àgùntẹ̀tẹ̀. Àmọ́ fàǹfààní ara rẹ ni. Ìsàmì ṣe pàtàkì débi wípé orúkọ, ẹ mọ̀ wípé ìpele àkọ́kọ́ níbi ìsàmì ni orúkọ sísọ. Wọ́n ní kọ́mọ bá dáràn, nígbà ọmọ bá dáràn la fi ń mọ orúkọ rẹ̀. Ǹjẹ́ tọ́mọ bá fẹ́ ṣoríire, tó bá fẹ́ ṣe nǹkan rẹ̀, ǹjẹ́ orúkọ rẹ̀ ò ṣe pàtàkì náà? Bá a bá ń pe ọmọ lórúkọ kan, orúkọ tá à ń pe ọmọ ó ní ṣe gan pẹ̀lú irúfẹ́ ayé tí ọmọ náà ó gbé lọ́jọ́ ọ̀la. Ó ní ṣe pàtàkì bí ìrìn àjò ọmọ náà ó ṣe rí. Ó ní ṣe pàtàkì báwọn òṣàlẹ̀ wọn ó ṣe máa ràn lọ́wọ́ nígbà tí ìṣòro bá dé. A béèrè lọ́wọ́ àwọn kan pé kí ni ìtumọ̀ Bátílóméù? Wọn ò mọ̀ túmọ̀ rẹ̀, àmọ́ wọ́n ń jẹ nítorí ó wà savvy, ó dẹ̀ wà nice, ó neat. Ẹ béèrè pé kí ló dé tó ń jẹ́ Sọ́ọ̀lù? Wọn ò mọ̀ túmọ̀ rẹ̀. Àmọ́ orúkọ tí wọ́n lè túmọ̀, wọn ì gba eléyìí. Ìpele àkọ́kọ́ ni ìsọmọlórúkọ níbi ìsàmì. Ìpele kejì rèé, a máa ń ṣe sùúrù kọ́mọ ó tójú bọ́ ká tó ṣe tí wọ́n ń pè ní ìsàmì gbogbogbò fún un. Ìsàmì gbogbogbò, which is called general baptism, is to induct an adult person into African spirituality, irrespective of the kind of family they sprout from. Most especially in the era where most of us have gone into strange places and we have bowed our head to strange gods. Fún àǹfààní àwọn tí wọ́n ní nǹkan ṣe, bá a bá bímọ, ó ṣeé ṣe kẹ́ ẹ ti ṣàkíyèsí wípé àwọn ọmọ wa tá à ń bí òun, ìgbà míì wọn ò lálàá, àlá wọn ó sì wá sí ìmúṣẹ. Èmi ó pè é pé ìyá mi mo rí nǹkan kan báyìí àbí nǹkan kan báyìí fẹ́ ṣẹlẹ̀, yóò sì wá sí ìmúṣẹ. Ara fífún ni pé ọmọ gbé agbára tirẹ̀ wáyé. Ṣùgbọ́n gbà míì á pè é àlágọ̀ fọmọdé. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọmọ nínú ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń wò mí ló ṣe pé ńgbà tó ṣe wípé wàhálà yín pọ̀ jù fáwọn òbí yín kékeré, wọ́n ti mú yín lọ sórí òkè kan àbọ́dọ̀ wòlíì kan tí wọ́n ti fi màrìwò ná gbogbo ẹ̀bùn tí ń bẹ lára yín kúrò, tí wọ́n ti mú yín lájẹ́, tí wọ́n ti mú yín lémèrè. Ẹ yìí ṣàjẹ́, ẹ sì ṣèmèrè. Kò sí ohun tí ó bu lára yín. Àwọn òbí yín ni wọn ò mọ bí wọn ó ti bá yín tukọ̀ ayé yín tí ó fi dára ju bó ti wà lọ. Nípa ìdíkokò mọ́ni threat àti ìjániláyà fear, pẹ̀lú ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ìsọlẹ́nu blame àti ká múni lọ láti ibìkan sí ibìkan, ẹlòmíì wọ́n ti fi agbára burúkú wọ́n ti fi yọ nǹkan tó dá kúrò lára rẹ̀. Ńgbọ́ wá dàgbà, kìí lálàá mọ́, kìí ríran mọ́, kìí mọ ohun tó tún fẹ́ ṣẹlẹ̀ lọ́jọ́ iwájú mọ́, ó sì mọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ o. Gbogbo àwọn nǹkan wọ̀nyí ò ń ṣàjèjì sí i nítorí pé bá a ti bí inú. Ṣùgbọ́n nítorí ìṣiṣẹ́gbé táwọn òbí rẹ̀ ti ṣiṣẹ́gbé wípé ọmọ yìí ó máa ń sọ̀sọ́kísọ jù, tó bá dẹ̀ ti sọ nǹkan báyìí nǹkan burúkú máa ń ṣẹlẹ̀, bóyá eyín òkè ló wù, ìgbà kan kòdò kan, wọ́n ti mú ọ lọ síbi tí ò yẹ kán mú ọ lọ. Wọ́n sì ti ṣoríṣiríṣi nǹkan fún ọ débi pé àwọn ẹ̀bùn tó bá ọ wáyé òun ti wá fi ọ́ lẹ̀. Látara ìsàmẹ̀ ńlá fi dá ọ padà sí ìgbé ayé tuntun. Tó wàá dẹni tó ṣe wípé ìran rẹ̀ ó wà jágeere, ọmọ lálàá, ó sì mọ gbọ́ ohun tó yẹ kó gbọ́. Bí nǹkan bá fẹ́ ṣẹlẹ̀ lọ́jọ́ iwájú, ó ti mọ̀, ara ó mọ̀ sọ fún ọ. Wọ́n ní fura làgbà ògùn, ìfura lògùn àgbà, torí pánsá ò fura pánsá jáná, àjà ò fura àjà jìn, bó nílé ò bá fura olè ó kó. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ lólè ti kó nílẹ̀ wa ń bí nítorí àìfura wọn. Ìfura sì rèé ẹ̀bùn kan ni láyé ọ̀tọ̀, oníkálukú wa la ní, àmọ́ a ti pàdánù rẹ̀. Nípa ká lọ sílé ìjọsìn foríkó jàǹkárìwọ̀, ká lọ sí mọ́ṣáláṣí foríkó jàǹkárìwọ̀, ẹlòmíì ti lọ sílé aláwo tí ò dára, tí wọ́n ti pa ẹ̀bùn mọ́ lára. Pàápàá jùlọ ìwọ tó bá ń gbọ́ mi lónìí tó mọ̀ wípé nígbà kan àbí kejì ẹnìkan ti gbọ́wọ́ lé ọ lórí rí. Wọ́n ti gbọ́ lé ọ lórí wípé àwọn fẹ́ ṣe ìtúsílẹ̀ fún ọ, deliverance, all those shenanigans stuff. Nítorí bí wọ́n bá ń ríran tó sì ń lálàá, tára ń fu ọ́, àwọn ò lè róúnjẹ jẹ, wọ́n rí i dájú wípé gbogbo àwọn ẹ̀bùn àmútọ̀run wáyìí wọ́n yọ kù lára rẹ̀, ó wá di kòròfo. Nítorí náà ló ṣe rí wípé ọmọ sáré láti òpó kan sí kejì, from pillar to pole, looking for solution for your life. A lot of us have delved into strange spiritual atmosphere that does not belong to our wiring and the race we belong to. That's why I always warn people, the earlier for you, the better. You do not need to live a ordinary life, a life that is void of spirituality, a life without signaling, no frequency, no vibration, no sensitivity. You do not need to live like that. Ńgbà ọmọ bá tójú bọ́, tó bá tó bí 50 ọdún, tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ 50 ọdún, ni à ń pè ní ọdún ìtójúbọ́ kó tó di pé wọ́n wá fi sí 18 years báyìí. nígbà náà ńlá wàá ṣèṣàmì gbogbogbò fún wípé ìwọ ọmọ yìí o ibikíbi tó o bá ti tójú bọ̀ àbí nǹkan tó o ti fẹnu ara rẹ sọ, we are baptizing you back into African spirituality. Ó ṣe pàtàkì fún gbogbo wa pátápátá to get baptized back into African spirituality because there is nothing wrong with it. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wa ló ṣe wípé a nílò àti lọ lé babaláwo àbí oníṣègùn àbí oníyẹ̀mí wò kó tó di pé a mọ ohun tó yẹ ká ṣe. ẹ̀kọ́ kéékèèké kan la láti kọ́ wípé báyìí ni wọ́n ṣe ń ṣe, àmọ́ wípé nǹkan báyìí fẹ́ ṣẹlẹ̀ á ti mọ̀ fúnra wa. Kí ló fà á tó fi jẹ́ pé ọmọ ọgbọ̀n ọdún ni wọ́n ń rí ní bọmi àbí ni wọ́n ń ṣèṣàmì fún ni nílẹ̀ tí wá ń bí? ẹ rí i pé oòrùn tí ń bẹ lókè yìí ń ràn sí bí ń ràn sọ́hùn, kò síbi tí ò dé. ìhùwàsí ọmọ ádámọ̀ méjìlá ńlá pín sí. àwa aláwọ̀ dúdú sì la kọ́kọ́ rí àríṣà gbogbo ẹ̀. òun làwọn eléèbó ń pè ní zodiac or horoscope. méjìlá ńlá pín sí. kò sí ìhùwàsí ọmọ ádámọ̀ láyé tí ò ń ṣe pé nípasẹ̀ òrùn ni, torí òrùn ní ń sọ ìgbà àti àkókò ọmọ ará ayé. wọ́n máa pé ìgbà kan lọ ìgbà kan bọ̀, ìgbà kan lọ ìgbà kan bọ̀. òòrùn tí ń ràn lókè yìí ní ń sọ ìgbà àti àkókò ọmọ ará ayé. méjìlá ńlá pín ìhùwàsí ìṣesí ọmọ ará ayé sí, the zodiac. There are 12 of them. Zodiac, ìhùwàsí àti ìṣesí. ẹ wá rí i pé tá a bá ya òòrùn ní rogodo, tá a ya ìṣesí àti ìhùwàsí ọmọ ádámọ̀ tí wọ́n ń pè ní zodiac tó jẹ́ méjìlá káàkiri, bá a bá fẹ́ làákàtọ́ like a pie, ẹ rí wípé bá a bá la òòrùn sọ́nà méjìlá, ìhùwà àti ìṣesí ọmọ ádámọ̀ kankan yóò mọ wọnú òòrùn ní ohun tí wọ́n ń pè ní 30 degrees, 30 degrees, 30 degrees, 30 degrees, 30 degrees, until we have the whole 360 degrees. ṣé ẹ rí ìhùwàsí àti ìṣesí ọmọ ádámọ̀ yìí? a tún lè pè ní sáà dispensation. àwọn tó bá jẹ́ wípé ìhùwàsí àti ìṣesí wọn jọ bí ẹja, Pisces, àwọn ni wọ́n mọ̀ mókè ní sáà tá a wà yìí. ẹgbẹ̀rún méjì ọdún àti ọgọ́rùn-ún kan àbọ̀ ẹni sáà kọ̀ọ̀kan ó lò lórí ilẹ̀ ayé kó tó di pé yóò lọ. sáà tá a mú lẹ́yìn eléyìí yóò wá ní year 2150. year 2150, the age of Pisces ńlá wà yìí. àwọn tí ìhùwàsí àti ìṣesí wọn bá jẹ́ ti Pisces, àwọn ni wọ́n mọ rọ́wọ́ mú gan-an ní sàtàwà yìí. This is their dispensation. ṣé ẹ wá rí sàtàmù ní 2150 sáà tí wọ́n ń pè ní sáà Aquarius ni. àwọn tí wọ́n ní ọpọlọ tí wọ́n ní ìmọ̀ kọjá òye ọmọ ẹ̀dámọ̀ ni wọ́n mọ̀ rọ́wọ́ mú nínú sáà ọ̀hún. torí ẹ̀ ló ṣe pàtàkì láti jẹ́ wípé bọ́ ọ bá ti ń kàwé kọ́ ọ mọ ọ̀kọ́gbọ́n orí kọ́ ọ sì máa kà mọ́. bí ìhùwà àti ìṣesí bó ti lè jẹ́ bí èèyàn ṣe hùwà náà ló lè jẹ́ bí sáà fún oníkálukú wa. ṣùgbọ́n ìhùwà àti ìṣesí tí wọ́n pè ní zodiac sign ó wọnú òòrùn ní 30 degrees in every space. So ní ilẹ̀ wa ń bí, from African spirituality, an adult person is known to be baptized at the age of 30. tá a sọ wípé òkè ó ti tójú bọ́, ìwọ gan ti lè ṣaláwo, ó ti lè di nǹkan míì. àmọ́ ẹ mọ̀ pé ohun èèyàn lóhùn Ọlọ́run, wọ́n ti yí padà sílẹ̀, wọ́n ti pé 18 ní ọjọ́ orí. Tó o bá ti pé 18 táàyè tí ìṣèṣàmì fún ọ sí African spirituality kọ́ ọmọ bọ́ ti ṣe. Àwọn ewé tá a jà ń bẹ, egbò tá a wù ń bẹ, tá a fi wẹ̀ fún ọ. Lẹ́yìn lábèrè irú ìdílé tó ti wá. Kí ló fa ìsàmì? Bí ẹni lọ léèwé ni. Bọ́ ọ bá lọ léèwé, wọ́n fún ọ ní ìwé ìdánimọ̀. Lórí ìwé ìdánimọ̀, ó rí nọ́mbà ìdánimọ̀, matriculation number. Ó yẹ ọdún 4 lọ lò níléèwé ọ̀hún o, ó yẹ ọdún 10 o. Gbogbo iye ọdún tó o bá lò níléèwé ọ̀hún, nígbà ó jẹ́ pé ìwé ìdánimọ̀ tí wọ́n pè ní ID card iléèwé ọ̀hún ń bẹ lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀, aṣojú iléèwé ọ̀hún ló jẹ́. Aṣojú iléèwé náà ló jẹ́. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ìsàmì ṣe jẹ́. Aṣojú ìdílé rẹ̀ ló jẹ́. Aṣojú ihun tí wọ́n ń ṣe ìdílé yín ló jẹ́. Ó sì ṣe dandan láti ní aṣojú ìdílé kankan nínú àpéjọpọ̀ wa. Kódà bọ́ ọ bá ti gbàsàmì rẹ, ìwọ gangan o lè do lórí ẹ̀sìn kan àbí kó o do lórí àpéjọpọ̀ kan ńgbọ́ ọ bá ti gba ẹ̀sìn rẹ, tọ́ ọ bá ti gba ìsàmì rẹ. Ẹlòmíì wà tó ṣe wípé ó fẹ́ràn omi, omi sì fẹ́ràn rẹ̀. Ó ti wà ń. Bọ́ bá sọ̀rọ̀ wúyẹ́wúyẹ́ sómi, omi ó sì mọ́ ṣiṣẹ́ ju chloroquine lọ àbí paracetamol. Àwọn kan ń bẹ tá a fún lẹ́bùn ọ̀hún. Àwọn kan ń bẹ tó ṣe wípé ewé ni, kò sí ewékéwé tán bá já. Àrùn kárùn tí wọ́n bá ní kéwé ọ̀hún ó wò, ewé ọ̀hún ó sì wu àwọn ọ̀hún. Kìí ṣe wípé wọ́n lọ lè ṣaàgùn àbí wọ́n gbà ní ẹgbẹ́ àjẹ́. Ehun tí ó bá wọn lọ́wọ́ tó jẹ́ wọn lọ́wọ́ nù. Èmi wà nù wọn tó yẹ pé iyẹ̀pẹ̀ ni. Bọ́ bá ti bu yẹ̀pẹ̀ sí nǹkan báyìí, gbogbo rẹ̀ ó sì mọ́ lọ gẹ́rẹ́gẹ́. Bọ́ bá sì fi yẹ̀pẹ̀ gégùn fún ni bíkébi tí ó bá tẹ yẹ̀pẹ̀ yóò mọ ṣe mọ́ la. Ìgbà ọba ti ṣe sàmì ọ̀hún, ọ lè dá àpéjọpọ̀ lẹ̀ wípé mo fẹ́ máa kọ́ àwọn èèyàn bí wọ́n ti ń fomi ń wẹ̀ ni mọ́, bí wọ́n ti ń fomi ṣèwòsàn. Ìgbà tí ọba ti ṣe sàmì lọ ní agbára láti lè ṣe látòkè délẹ̀. To be able to start a movement, a kind of fellowship, your own kind of ideology. Ṣùgbọ́n kó tó di pé ó ṣe sàmì, ọ wá kan, ìwọ tó bá mọrú ìdílé tó ti wá àbí tẹ́ ń sìn ìdílé yín, ọ wà nínú gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tí ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ńlẹ̀ wa ń bí. Àwọn tí wọ́n ń ṣe Ṣàngó ń bẹ, tí wọ́n ń ṣe oríṣiríṣi ń bẹ, Ọya ń bẹ, Ọ̀ṣun ń bẹ, ọ wà àwọn ni wọ́n ṣe sàmì ọ̀hún fún ọ. Ìsàmì pàtàkì lílé yàn. It's like inducting you into their order. It is not a secret cult. It is like giving you the authority to be able to do whatever you want to do according to their order. You are identifying with them. You are identifying with them. Àmọ́ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wa ló jẹ́ wípé a ò sí ń bí, a ò sí lọ́hùn, a ṣáà ń gbára wá kiri kòròfo lẹ́lòmíì. Àwọn ìsàmì kan sì ń bẹ tó ṣe wípé a kọ́kọ́ wẹ gbogbo jàǹkárìwọ̀ ń bẹ lórí ẹni dànù pé mo ti ṣe mistake. Mi ò fẹ́ identify pẹ̀lú Christianity mọ́. Mi ò fẹ́ identify pẹ̀lú Islam mọ́. Mo fẹ́ identify pẹ̀lú African spirituality. Kó dé pé tó o bá dá wà, ìmísí ó mọ̀ bá ọ lára. Ohun tó yẹ kó o ṣe yóò mọ̀ wá sí ọ lọ́kàn. Ó mọ̀ nífura. Ìsàmì níhùn náà bẹ̀. Babaláwo ní í ṣe fún ni. Bọ́ ọ bá ṣerú ìsàmì ọ̀hún, ọ rí pé làákàyè rẹ ó ṣí. Nǹkan ó yí padà fún ọ. Ẹlòmíì pé bóun bá sùn, òun ó mọ lálàá kàlà àbí àyè òun ó mọ já pé nǹkan kan lé òun kiri, ìgbà kan kòdò kan ìkòkò bàbá ṣásùn. Irúfẹ́ ìsàmì yìí ẹ máa ń lébi kúrò lára ni bí ìgbà tá a wẹ jàǹkáríwọ̀ dànù ni wípé eléyìí ó ti dọmọ awo a ò gbọdọ̀ fọwọ́ kàn án. You can see different types of baptism that I told you. The first one is the one they did for you when they named you, when you were christened. They call it Christian. Naming. Kí ni wọ́n ń ṣe ìdílé yín? Ṣé wọ́n ń forúkọ rẹ̀ ń pè ọ́? Ìsàmì àkọ́kọ́ nù. Ìsàmì kejì ní ìsàmì bọ́ ọ bá dàgbà tán. Bọ́ ọ bá dàgbà tán wípé mo ti dàgbà tán o, orí mi ti ṣí, mo ti ṣáko lọ tẹ́lẹ̀, mo padà wálé. I want to identify with African spirituality, and then you go to a babalawo who will do that for you. Yóò wẹ̀ ọ́ látòkè délẹ̀, àbí yóò sọ bọ́ ti máa ṣe ìwẹ̀ ọ̀hún látòkè délẹ̀ àtàwọn nǹkan tẹ́ ṣe. You will now be able to identify fully with this way of life and this kind of spirituality. Ìsàmì kẹta ní ìsàmì pàtàkì. Ó wá pé mo fẹ́ ṣe òòṣà Ọ̀ṣun, mo fẹ́ ṣe tọya, mo fẹ́ ṣe gbá, mo fẹ́ ṣe. Ó wá kù sí ọ lọ́wọ́. Èmi ì sábà gba àwọn èèyàn níyànjú wípé ìsàmì pé a lọ máa ṣe ìsàmì òòṣà òun pé kí wọ́n ṣe. Ìyìn sábà ń gba àwọn èèyàn níyànjú pé kí wọ́n ṣe irú ẹ̀. Nítorí pé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wa ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ lámọ̀ a ò mọ̀ parí ọ̀rọ̀. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wa. These things are demanded. And whatever you want to do, do it to the last and do the best of it. Ẹlòmíì ó mọ̀ pé ńgbà tóun ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń bọ òòṣà kan níṣòro ti wálé ayé òun. Irọ́ ọ̀ ṣe ohun tó òòṣà ń béèrè lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀ ni. Ó dára kọ́ ọ má kúkú ṣe òòṣà. Kúkú ṣètọ́jú ara rẹ kọ́ yọwọ́ kúrò ní òòṣà bíbọ. Ju pé kọ́ wá ṣe òòṣà, kọ́ dá májẹ̀mú kọ́ má múṣẹ. Ǹjẹ́ ọ̀rọ̀ mi yé yín? Àwọn ìdílé ọlọ́ṣun ó ní ohun tí wọ́n yìí wọ̀, ó ní ohun tí wọ́n yìí jẹ. Àmọ́ gbogbo ohun tí wọ́n bá fún wọn ni wọ́n ń jẹ, gbogbo aṣọ ni wọ́n fẹ́ wọ̀. Ọmọ ṣèlòdì sí májẹ̀mú rẹ lọ́dọ̀ òòṣà. Bó òòṣà bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní wá dààmú rẹ, ọmọ pé òòṣà ni ò dá. Rárá, ìwọ lọ ṣe ohun tó yẹ kó ṣe. Ṣùgbọ́n nítorí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ò ṣe tán ni mo máa ń ṣe ń sọ fún wọn wípé bọ́ọ̀ bá ti ṣe tán àti ṣe dé kúlẹ̀kúlẹ̀, má bá wọn ṣe òòṣà o. Má bá wọn ṣe òòṣà rárá. Bọ́ọ̀ bá ti lè gbọ́rọ̀ sí gbogbo ohun tó òòṣà bá ń sọ fún ọ lẹ́nu. Kí ni máa ń fà tó òòṣà fi máa ń lágbára lórí ẹni? Nítorí ihun tá a bá fẹnu sọ ó ti dègún, ó ti dìmùlẹ̀, ó ti dàṣẹ. Ó ti dègún àti ìmùlẹ̀, ó ti dàṣẹ. Ni mo fi máa ń sọ pé bọ́ọ̀ bá yìí ṣe tán kọ́ ọ mọ̀ ṣe. Àmọ́ ìsàmì nípa orúkọ ìdílé tá a ti wá ni wọ́n ti fún ni. Bọ́ọ̀ bá ti fo eléyìí ń dá, if you have missed that one, unfortunately, the best is just for you to pick one of these Yorùbá. Èyí tó bá wọ̀n kọ́ ọ fi máa pera rẹ̀ torí orúkọ tá a pè mọ́ ni lọ́mọ ń jẹ́. Ìsàmì gbogbogbò to identify with African spirituality and wash away all those nonsense that has been imparted into you that may be serving as a blockade between you and seeing clearly and being sensitive to things ahead. Ìsàmì yìí wà fún láti sọ ọ́ di ọmọ. Àgùntàn ni ó pè ọ́ ní Kìrìsìtẹ́nì, ẹrú ni ó pè ọ́ ní Ìsìlámù, ọmọ ni ó pè ọ́ níbí. A fẹ́ sọ ọ́ di ọmọ kó kúrò níbi àgùntàn. Àgùntàn máa ń gọ̀gàn, wọ́n sì máa ń pa jẹ ni. Ẹrú ò sì lẹ́nu, àmọ́ bọ́ ọ bá padà sílé ọ́ lẹ́nu. Ìsàmì eléyàn wà, àwọn babaláwo ní í ṣe fúnyàn. Ó dá ká ṣe fún ni, ká ṣe fọ́mọ ẹni. Kò sì ní ná wa lówó púpọ̀ jù. Ìsàmì, the special one, aládàáṣe, èyí làwọn tó òòṣà, àwọn olóòṣà ó mọ̀ ṣe fún ni. Òòṣà tó bá sì wọ́n, níwọ̀ tó bá yẹ pé identify pẹ̀lú òòṣà léyìn tẹ́lẹ̀ àbí ọmọ àbáwọn tí ń ṣe òòṣà léyìn wọ́n ti kú wọn ò sì fi lọ́mọ lọ́wọ́. Ó wá wò pé òòṣà omi dá, òòṣà agbádá, ó fẹ́ you can join. But if you are not willing and ready to identify or fulfill all the obligations that Osha requested, please, I'm begging you, don't go. This is why people say, babaláwo ọ̀hún, ó tì mí sírìn ni, ó ṣe gbá, bọ́ ọ bá lọ ṣòṣà tọ́ ìṣe tán, ayé rẹ̀ ó burú ju bọ́ ọ ti lọ o. Fi wọ́n lẹ̀ pẹ̀lú òòṣà wọn. Fi wọ́n lẹ̀ pẹ̀lú òòṣà wọn. Níkẹyìn, nígbà míì wà tó ṣe pé bí èèyàn bá yẹ fáwò, Ifá lè pé kí wọ́n tẹfá fèèyàn àbí kí wọ́n ṣẹ́fá fèèyàn. Ṣíṣẹ́fá fún ni kì í ṣe pé amúni wọnú ẹgbẹ́ àwo. Ta ni ó kọ́kọ́ fi Ifá ṣe nǹkan ribiribi nílẹ̀ wa ń bí? Ọ̀rúnmìlà ni. Ọ̀rúnmìlà tá a rí yìí, bàbá ọgbọ́n ni. Wọ́n máa pè ní Àgbọnnìrègún. Ọba tó gbọ́n lẹ́yìn tó gbọ́n nú ni. Nígbà tí ìdàrúgbàpọ̀ tí bá ń wá sílé ayé ẹni, níbi tó yẹ ká ti lo ọgbọ́n tá à ń lo àgọ̀, yálà fífẹ́ ọkọ, fífẹ́ ìyàwó, ṣíṣe iṣẹ́, tí ọgbọ́n bá foniru, tí òye foniru pẹ̀lú, tí ọkàn ẹni bá pòrúru, tá a sì ṣe Ifá ọ̀hún tí wọ́n pé ọgbọ́n lẹ́ni yìí nílò bí ó ti mọ́ lólé ayé. Pàápàá jùlọ tẹ́ni ọ̀hún bá jẹ́ ẹni tó ṣe wípé iṣẹ́ tá a yàn fún un ni pé kó ṣiṣẹ́ ìgbàlà fẹ́lòmíì, kó ra ní kalẹ̀, kó gba ní kalẹ̀, kó ṣiṣẹ́ ìdáǹdè fọ́mọ aráyé. Wọ́n mọ̀ pé kó lọ lè tẹfá. Títẹfá yìí ṣe pé ọwọ́nú ẹgbẹ́ àwo. Títẹfá is an enhancement of the gifting in you. That's another kind of baptism. Baptism into the order of wisdom. Into the order of wisdom. Ẹlòmíràn pé bàbá Yorùbá, like you are too intelligent, you are too this, you are that, and all of those things. Èmi ìṣó ní Ṣàngó, mo è bọ Ṣàngó, mo è bọ Ọya, mo è bọ Bàtálá, mo è sì bọ òòṣà oko fèèyàn àbí fúnra mi. Ṣùgbọ́n tó bá jẹ́ pé Ifá, that's what àkọsẹ̀jáyé mi mú. That's why I identify with it. And it is obvious to both old and young that this is working for me. Ìyẹn ni mo fi máa ń sọ fáwọn èèyàn. Ó sì ní ohun tí onífá gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe, ó ní ohun tó nífá ò gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe. Irọ́ pípa, ìyànyàn jẹ, kò gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe torí májẹ̀mú tá a dá ni. Àìwò wárápá ká gbowó, àìwò wèrè ká gbẹ̀jẹ́. Àwọn iṣẹ́ mi ń bẹ tó yẹ pé gẹ́gẹ́ bí babaláwo tó ọmọ fá, a ò gbọ́dọ̀ gbowó lọ́wọ́ ẹni tó bá bá ní owó babaláwo ńlá fi ṣiṣẹ́ ọ̀hún. That's what you signed up for. Ìdí rẹ̀ tó yẹ pé tí èèyàn bá wa tá a bá pé owó báyìí là á gbà lọ́wọ́ yín o, à ń gba owó yìí ká lè fi tọ́jú ara ẹni, àti wípé ọjọ́ tí nǹkan bá dé tó ṣe wípé a ò gbọ́dọ̀ gbowó lọ́wọ́ ẹlòmíì, owó tí wọ́n fún wa yẹn la fi ṣiṣẹ́ fẹ́lòmíì, àdúrà rẹ̀ gbà lọ́nà méjì nu. Lẹ́yìn iṣẹ́ tí wọ́n ṣe, orí ẹni tá a fowó rẹ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ fún yóò tún á máa jábọ̀ ire fún ọ. Gbogbo àwọn kinní yẹn ló nílò títẹ̀. Bọ́ ọ bá wá ṣàwo lọ́wọ́ àwọ̀ gbódù lọ. Igbódù yóò lè wà ńbẹ̀ fún oṣù kan àfọ́ ọ̀sẹ̀ kan ọ̀sẹ̀ méjì tí wọ́n tẹ̀ ọ́ gidi nífá. You are now joining their caucus. Bọ̀ wípé aṣẹ́fá fún ọ kò túmọ̀ sí wípé ọ ti wọ ẹgbẹ́ àwo Ifá o. You have just identified with that spirit of wisdom to function in your life. A dẹ̀ rí àríṣà pé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ẹni tó tẹfá tó ṣẹfá, ayé wọn ń dára lẹ́yìn ìgbà tí wọ́n ṣe tán, nítorí pé nǹkan kan yàtọ̀ nílé ayé wọn. Ìhùwàsí wọn yàtọ̀. Identifying with Ifá will help you tweak your lifestyle. Unknowingly, it will auto-tune your lifestyle for you to, you will make the right step, you take the right step, you make the right decision, you say the right word, you mingle with right people, and if you are doing all of these things, your life has to be right. Àwọn ìpele àti ẹsẹ̀ ìsàmìnú baptism. ibi ni ó ti kọ́kọ́ ṣẹlẹ̀ kó tó di pé àwọn tí wọ́n wá àwọn ẹlẹ́sìn àjòjì wọ́n wá wọ́n kọ́ ọ lára wa tí wọ́n fi bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí í mú lò àbọ̀ ìbọn ṣíṣe bí ọba fẹ́ wọn nílé mùsùlùmí ó níwẹ̀ kan tí wọ́n wẹ̀ fún ọ tán tí wọ́n fi wẹ̀ ọ wọlé that's their own baptism into their own religion bọ́ ọba sì ń ṣe kìrìsìtẹ́nì wọ́n ṣe baptism wọ́n wẹ̀ ọ wọlé ibẹ̀ ni bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni níbí bọ́ ọba ti wẹ̀ wọbì kan tó jẹ́ ibi tó yẹ pé ibi tó ti forí kó jàǹkárì wọ̀ ọ wẹ̀ jáde kúrò mẹ́rin you cannot afford to be an observer life is too precious for you to just be an audience and just be looking. Identify with something, especially something that is yours, something that will help you, something that will change your life for good. Ńgbà tó bá wá ṣe léyìn pọ̀ bá lọ látọ̀dọ̀ babaláwo kan sí kejì wọ́n mọ̀ rí pé ọmọ ilé leléyìí o a ò gbọ́dọ̀ yàn án jẹ. Ó rọrùn fún babaláwo láti yàn án jẹ nítorí bọ́ bá wù ọ́ tó rí pé eléyìí ò ṣọmọ rẹ̀ jẹ́ àfibọ́ rẹ̀. Ọ̀rọ̀ mi ò yé. Ṣùgbọ́n irú baptism yẹn yóò ti mọ̀ wípé a ò gbọ́dọ̀ yanrú eléyìí jẹ kò sì ní fi ṣe bọ́ ọba bẹ́ńlẹ̀ àbí ọkọ bọ́ bẹ́ńlẹ̀ yí àbókè òkun ọ̀ lè ṣe ọkọ̀ kan sí wa ni a sì mọ bá ti tọ́ ọ sọ́nà pé ó ṣe nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ ó ṣe nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ ó ṣe nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ ó ṣe nǹkan báyìí èyí ló bá wẹ̀ra rẹ sínú òmìnira. That's how they got the concept of baptism. Because it emanated here. However, our baptism is not a one-time baptism, it is a gradual baptism. From the name you are called when they gave birth to you, some of you have no identity. You are just a floating switch. No identity. From the name you bear. No, we can't trace your history. A ò móríkì rẹ̀ gan. Arákùnrin kan ló pè mí ó jù mí lọ torí mo lọ lè bá ń lé ni bí mo ti rí ọjọ́ olówó àmọ́ ńgbà tó kọ́rọ̀ rẹ̀ sílẹ̀ tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní sọ omijé bojú mi ọjọ́ pé ó lówó àmọ́ kòròfo nínú mo ti sọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀hún fún yín rí nígbà tá a dáfà rẹ̀ a ò rí n ti ń ṣe àfàlù ayé rẹ̀ ìgbọ́ wá pẹ́ mọ́ wá pé kí lorúkọ yín bò sorúkọ rẹ̀ mọ́ láti wóríkì ilé wọn ìgbà woríkì ilé wọn tá a rí pé láti ara orúkọ láti moríkì ìgbà soríkì tí oríkì ilé wọn ó wá débì kan tá a pè ní ọmọ àjọpọ̀ yàmárù that means someone who suffers a lot but will never lose weight. I mean someone who suffers so much you will never see it in their body but they are suffering. Ọmọ rò pé inú wọn ń dùn páyé wọn dára ayé wọn sì ti bàjẹ́ kòròfo ni wọ́n. Mo wá pé kí ni tí ọmọ àjọpọ̀ yàmárù ó ní báwo ni mo ṣe moríkì ilé àwọn mo ní tí ń kó bá ọ̀nù o ihun tí ń kó bá ọ̀nù o ǹjẹ́ bí ò bá ní sàmì orúkọ ìdílé a ò lè mọrú ìyà tí ń jẹ a ò lè mọ ibi tí ìyà rẹ̀ ti ń wá mo wá pé ọ yí oríkì yìí padà ọ yí padà ọmọ aṣiṣẹ́ kékeré gbowó ńlá lọ́mọ jẹ́ látòní lọ ọmọ aṣiṣẹ́ kékeré gbowó ńlá lọ́mọ jẹ́ látòní lọ mo ní ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ ò gbẹ́bọ́ kò gbè tutù ẹni tí wọ́n ń pè mọ́ lára láàkọ̀ yí padà láàsọ̀ ń tọ́ fẹ́ gangan àtọ́jọ́ òun ní ayé bàbá òun ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní dà mo ní láàárọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ bá jí láàárọ̀ ẹ kíra yín lé ọmọ aṣiṣẹ́ kékeré gbowó ńlá ọmọ aṣiṣẹ́ ẹ sọ fáwọn ọmọ yín kí wọ́n máa pera wọn bẹ́ẹ̀ bó bá ṣe é ṣe láti fabricate orúkọ kúrò nù oríkì ọ̀hún kẹ́ ẹ mọ̀ pera yín ẹ jẹ́ kí wọ́n máa pè yín mọ́ nǹkan tó dáa ẹlòmíì ń bẹ́ ń lo èbó yóò pè mí yóò pojú nǹkan dájúrú igbá kan kòdò kan ọ̀dà kí lorúkọ rẹ yóò mọ̀ sọ pé òun Paul Johnson ọmọ olúbo ní ọmọ Yorùbá níbo Èkìtì òṣàwò ní ọ̀sìn àmọ́ àwọn bàbá bá pè mí nǹkan dojúrú igbá kan kòdò kan kí lorúkọ rẹ Ọ̀jẹ̀túndé lùbọ ibẹ̀ là á lọ òṣà lé yín eégún ilé yín là á lọ tà nǹkan sí lórí yóò láyé rẹ bá dáa ṣùgbọ́n ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ti sọnù ìsàmì àkọ́kọ́ ní lórúkọ tá à ń jẹ́ káwa náà má ṣàṣìṣe tá a bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń bímọ sọmọ lórúkọ ẹlòkan á wá sọ fún mi pé but mi ò mọ òòṣà lé wa that's why you have the provision of when you are now an adult you can identify with any of these. But if you would not fulfill all the obligation of the Orishas, please don't join them. I'm begging you. I'm begging you. Torí yóò burú fún ọ ju títẹ́lẹ̀ lọ. Èmi yìí fún àwọn èèyàn níyànjú pé kí wọ́n sin òòṣà o kí wọ́n ṣe òòṣà. Mo ti sọ lẹ́ǹkan. I don't motivate people to go and do òrìṣà. Òòṣà tó bá ti kọjá orí bíbọ, ìhun tó ń wá ń di iṣu ewùrà ó bá ń di àkọ́ṣù. Orí bíbọ orí làbà bọ àbá fòòṣà sílẹ̀, orí àtètè nìran, orí lòkun, orí nìdẹ. Orí. Bọ́ bá bá mi bí nǹkan bá dojúrú, bọ́ bá orí ni ń bọ̀ fún ọ. Kò sì ní fi ṣe pọ́ rí mi àbọ̀ rí mi. It is so easy. I love the life. I've developed so many formula, a do-it-yourself formula for people. See, I don't have to be the authority over your life. You can take charge of that. If I put you through once, I tell you what to do next, and èèyàn pọ̀ tí wọ́n dá lóhùn. Ọ̀rọ̀ mi ò yé. Ṣùgbọ́n tẹ́ bá ti rí babaláwo èké yóò fẹ́ kó jẹ́ pé ọ̀dọ̀ òun lẹ́ẹ̀mọ́ wá lójoojúmọ́ you come again. Torí owó tí ó gbà lọ́wọ́ yín. So many people who have come to me, who are listening to me right now, who will listen to me later, they will realize that they will testify rather that we do this thing together. I do my part here, they do their part here. And whatever part they do there, they can repeat it at any time. So easy part. Àwọn kan tí mò ń bá wọn ẹlẹgbẹ́ mi fànú pé ẹ má jẹ́ àfàyè ní àwọn èèyàn wa lára. Let us give them freedom. Tí mo bá sì ṣe fún ọ tó jẹ́ o láǹfààní àti ṣe fọ́mọ rẹ nítorí a ti wẹ̀ ọ́ wọnú ìmọ̀ ọ̀hún ni. We have baptized you into that knowledge. Knowledge is the power you are looking for to solve all your problems. Some people just need the reconditioning of their head, reconditioning of their vibration, of the vibration and the frequency around them. Man sọ fáwọn èèyàn wa. Ibi tí ìrìbọmi ti wá nù àti pàtàkì ìrìbọmi. So someone is asking now, what should I do next? What you will do next is that if you are an adult, at least if you are listening to this, then you are an adult. Try to get yourself baptized into what we call African spirituality. Yes, it will be. I will store it on my platform, on this platform, if there is no technical error. Please, people, start putting your questions now. Ẹ máa fi béèrè yín sí, ẹ máa tẹ̀ béèrè yín báyìí. Ẹ máa tẹ̀ béèrè yín báyìí. Ẹ máa tẹ̀ béèrè yín síbi kí n lè dá lóhùn torí pé n ó tó ṣe tán. African spirituality affords you flexibility. Ẹnìkan pé bàbá ìgbà tẹ́ ẹ pé ká ṣe nǹkan báyìí. Ẹ lágo méjì òru ságo mẹ́ta àbágo mẹ́rin ní tèmi torí n tá ṣe lágo kan òru wà, tá ṣe lágo méjì òru wà, tá ṣe lágo mẹ́rin òru wà, oríṣiríṣi ni. It depends on the energy. Unfortunately, we do not understand the energy of nature. Iṣẹ́ tá a ṣe ní ìyálẹ̀ta ń bẹ. Ó depend lé nǹkan tó o bá ń dojúkọ. Láfi mọ àkókò tí ó múnádóko fún ọ. Ẹ bá gbọ́ pé nǹkan múnádóko. You can't just do anything anyhow. Kì í sì jẹ́ pé mi ni mò ń formulate rẹ̀. Kẹ́ ẹ má rò pé mò ń mú. No. Bá a ṣe kọ́nu. A ti gbìyànjú. I'm a researcher. I have tried to do it otherwise. Kò ṣiṣẹ́. Bí wọ́n ti kọ́lẹ̀, àwọn kan tí ó kọ́lẹ̀. Wọ́n kọ́ nítorí pé wọ́n ti gbìyànjú. They have tried it, they have tested it, and it is okay. Ìmọ̀ ọ̀hún là ń lò lónìí. Ọ̀rọ̀ mi ò yé yín. Bá a bá ní pé kí o ṣiṣẹ́ lágo méjì òru pé a ṣiṣẹ́ lágo méjì òru. The fact that I'm in Nigeria does not mean you must work with my Nigerian time except you are doing broadcast. Òrùn kan ní bẹ́ńlẹ̀ ayé. Agbára kan náà ni ó sì ní. Òrùn ti wá lọlẹ̀ nílẹ̀ Nàìjíríà ń bí. Òrùn àwọn míì ti lọlẹ̀ tipẹ́. Òrùn ẹlòmíì ṣẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí í yọ ni. Òrùn kan sì ni. Agbára kan sì ló ní. Wọ́n mọ̀ sọ fún wọn pé dúró sàtìkò tìrẹ ń gbòòrùn bá yí dọ́dọ̀ rẹ lọ́ọ́ ṣe é. Ìgbà tó òrùn tí ń bẹ lókè bá yí dọ́dọ̀ rẹ lọ́ọ́ ṣe é. Ṣọ́ọ́rí ìgbà tó dojú kọ mí tó fún mi ní 2 a.m. 3 a.m. yẹn. agbára tí ń bẹ lára rẹ̀ ń ni ó padà fi dojúkọ gbò bá di 2am 3am tiẹ̀. ẹ sì má jẹ́ atanra wa o, òòrùn èrò o, àtọ̀sán àtòru òòrùn ńlá náà ni. lára òòrùn tí ń ràn lóru in ló mú òṣùpá níná. òòrùn tí ń ràn lóru ló mú òṣùpá. The fact that you can't feel it, you can't feel the heat does not mean the sun has gone down. The sun never goes down. That's why they call it the Most High and the source of life. As a matter of fact, every African spirituality have their basis in the sun. People worship the sun. Sun is God. But we'll talk about that some other time. Kí ni mò ń sọ fún ẹ wákàtí ọ̀wọ̀ yìí? Ọ́n lọ tara ṣẹ̀ṣà kan sí mi ni. Ìsàmì to be able to maximize African spirituality, I want to do it. It will just help you condition yourself, your spirituality, your body, your frequency into this way of life. There are some wisdom that comes to you without my own contribution. Ọ̀rọ̀ mi ò yé. Some things just come to you naturally. Nǹkan kan ó pè kó o dìde. Ìgbà mi ọ́ dojú kọ àwọn ìṣòro kan because you have been baptized into this way of life. Ọmọ ohun tó yẹ kó o sọ lásìkò. Ọmọ ohun tó yẹ kó o gbé, ọmọ ohun tó yẹ kó tó di pé ọ wà pé babaláwo ẹ wá gbà mí. Àwọn nǹkan kan ó sì mọ fù ọ́rù bọ́ ọ bá ti wà ní ìlànà tí a wà ẹ̀. Bọ́ ọ bá ti wà ní ìlànà tá a wà ẹ̀. It is all about identification. Now, what am I trying to say? Get an identification card that you believe in African spirituality so that it can work for you. Like I said before, the foundation of every gathering, every fellowship, every doctrine can only work for you when you openly identify with it. Through the baptism. Baptism ń ṣe immersion in water. Baptism ìsàmì ni àti sàmì ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ lára. A ò ní sàmì bú sí lára o. A ò ní sàmì ikú sí ọ lára. Torí ẹ̀ ló ṣe jẹ́ wípé bá a bá ń ṣe èèyàn tá a fẹ̀mí ìkórira sára èèyàn nílẹ̀ Nàìjíríà ń bí bọ́pọ̀ bíbọ́ lọ sókè òkun àwọn èèyàn ó sì mọ kórira rẹ̀ lọ àmì ń bẹ lára rẹ̀. Gbogbo mo lẹ́ ẹ̀mí ìkórira lára mo nígbà mo láwo mo ṣe kiri kan ń gbọ́ bá ṣe sàmì yìí yóò borí gbogbo ìsàmì burúkú tí ń bẹ lára rẹ̀ kò mẹ́. Ọ̀rọ̀ mi yé yìí. Now, what I want us to get out of this is that they copied this method of spirituality, the baptism, from us. And while our own comes in stages, and with freedom, you can be an African and choose not to be baptized. Ó lè máa ń wọ̀n kó o ṣe. Kò sẹ́ni tí ó pa ọ́. Eléyìí ò túmọ̀ sí wípé bọ́ ọ bá lọ bá babaláwo bọ́ bá ṣògùn fún ọkọ̀ ní jẹ́ yóò jẹ́. Ó kàn lè máa ń wọ̀n kó o ṣe. Ṣùgbọ́n ó ti dandan fáwọn kí ló dé tó fi ṣe dandan fáwọn. Wọ́n máa pé àwọn fẹ́ jèrè ọkàn rẹ̀. Àì jèrè ọkàn níbí. Winning of soul does not come with African spirituality. Ọkàn rẹ̀ ń bẹ lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀. Ọkàn rẹ̀ ń bẹ lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀. Ìwọ ló lọ́kàn rẹ̀ kọ́ ló bọ́ ṣe wọ́n. Bọ́ ọ bá sì lò nílòkulò, a ò ní pa ọ́. Àwọn ni wọ́n mọ̀ sọ sínú náà ni wọ́n mọ̀ sọ sí kinní kan. A ò kú ní pa ọ́. Bí ilé ayé rẹ bá yàtọ̀ sí tí a gbà ọ́ tọwọ́ tẹsẹ̀ ni. That's why homosexuality is not a sin in Yoruba culture or African spirituality. Àkàndá èèyàn là ń pè wọ́n, we call them special kind of people and we create a space for them in our society. We create a space for them in African spirituality. Ìgbà tí àwọn ẹlẹ́sìn àjòjì ọ̀hún wọlé sí alára ni wọ́n pé àwọn tí wọ́n bá ń ṣe all those homosexual that we should stone them to death. Àì sọ̀yàn lókò pàmbí, àì tàjẹ̀ wọn sílẹ̀. Rárá. Wọ́n pọ̀ ní society wa náà. Àwa dàgbà sábúlé tẹ́ pé a ti rí ọkùnrin tí ó mọ̀ ṣe bí obìnrin, a máa pè wọ́n ní àǹtí bọ́sẹ̀. Àbí ká máa pè wọ́n lọ́bẹ̀ lóṣè. Wọ́n mọ gèlè ewé kò sí ohun tán mọ́ ṣe oníkálukú. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wọn sì ń fẹ́yàwó tó jẹ́ bisexual àì pa wọ́n. Nǹkan tá a fi máa ranjú mọ́ wọn ni pé o gbọ́dọ̀ bọ́mọ kékeré sùn pedophile. Nǹkan tá a lòdì sílẹ̀ Yorùbá nù àwọn ni wọ́n mú gbogbo eléyìí wá. Ọbàtálá ọba àtàìsà ọba takuntakun òde ìrànjẹ ọmọọmọ tí mọrí ẹ̀dá We reckon with Obatala as bisexual because, according to mythology of Yoruba, he is responsible for creating both male and female. So he identifies with both sex. You call it hermaphrodite or whatever you call it. Àwọn èèyàn yìí ń bọ̀. Aláàfin Ọ̀rọ̀pọ̀ntọ̀ ní Yunadé. She was a transgender. She had to transit from being a female to a male to claim the throne of her father. Aláàfin Ọ̀rọ̀pọ̀ntọ̀ ní Yunadé. A ò pa wọ́n. Àmọ́ lẹ́yìn kan là ń sọ lónìí, àbí kìí ṣe lẹ́yìn là ń sọ lónìí, ọ̀rọ̀ ń pa ìsàmì là ń sọ lónìí, a sì ti sọ lójú ẹ̀ náà. Ẹnìkan béèrè wípé, how do I identify with African spirituality? The first step is the baptism. The first step to identifying with African spirituality is to wash away those shenanigans and lies and those negative vibes that have been fed you in those other places and now identify with this. It is the baptism. Wẹ ara rẹ ní àwẹ̀ mọ́ kúrò nínú ẹ̀sìn àjòjì kó wá wọnú ara rẹ, and you mustn't go and bow down to any ere before you can say you are doing African spirituality. You see, I see a lot of youngsters out there to prove that they are into Africanism. Ó máa rí tí wọ́n máa gbé jàǹkárí wọ̀ kákàkiri ọrùn. Èmi lè mú ìkarahun ìgbín sọ́rùn kó fi ẹyọ owó kún, kó ṣe ẹyọ owó tí wọ́n ń ta mọ́rùn rẹ̀, ó mọrú ẹnájì tó ní. Ṣé ọmọrú agbára tí ń bẹ nínú ẹyọ owó? Gbogbo àwọn tí mo ti ṣiṣẹ́ fún, ó ní iṣẹ́ kan tá a ṣe lọ́jọ́ méje pẹ̀lú gbogbo ẹyọ owó tá a bá gbà. Mo sì máa ń kìlọ̀ fún wọn, bọ́ ọ bá ra ẹyọ owó, mọ́ fọwọ́ kàn bí wọ́n bá wá gbé e fún ọ. There are processes to these things. They ask me privately, I tell them. Ó ní iye ọjọ́ tá a fi jẹ́ kí gbogbo agbára tí ń bẹ lára ẹyọ owó kó wálẹ̀. Ẹlòmíì ó kọ̀ sọ ẹyọ owó mórí, yóò so mọ́rùn, yóò mọ ṣe bí aláǹgànná káàkiri. Dípò kẹyọ owó máa gbájé wá fún, yóò máa tàràkà. Ẹ béèrè ọ̀rọ̀, ẹ mọ̀ díẹ̀, ẹ kọ̀ bẹ́lù. Identifying with African spirituality comes with first knowing that you are an African and there is absolutely nothing wrong with you. Rejecting totally the concept of salvation because you don't need saving. You are not damaged. That is the first thing. The moment you begin to have it in your mental capacity that you are complete as a human and you are not damaged and you are not lost, you don't need the redemption, you don't need salvation, you don't need salvaging, then you are on your way to practicing African spirituality. Then secondly, you must reject every single idea of a God that sits in the sky. Mo pè ọ́ ní atheist. A lot of people call me atheist. Unfortunately, I just laugh at them. I'm like, do they know what they are saying? Atheist doesn't believe in spirituality. We believe in spirituality. And you know what? It works for us. I have so many atheist customers or clients who, when they face real issue, they say, "Yo gbàgbọ́ nínú oṣó bí o gbàgbọ́ nínú kíní kan." Mo ní, èmi tó ń wò yìí mo lè jó sólé ayé ẹ̀. I can manipulate the power of nature against you. O gbàgbọ́, o gbàgbọ́, ìyẹn ò kàn mí. Àfi tó o bá mú mi. Bí mo bá pé kó mi ó mọ lòdì sí ọlá, ẹni tó mi lòdì sí lára ṣe mọ̀ hospital ló máa ń wà, ó lè kú gan. Afẹ́fẹ́ tó ń fẹ́ gan kí ó máa lòdì sí ọ lára. They will now come and say, okay, help me, something. Some of them are just heartbroken. Most of these atheists, they are heartbroken. Church has messed their life up. Christianity produced greatest number of atheists in the world because they are heartbroken. They don't know what else to do. So they believe that Christian God is the real God. They believe that Christian God is the real God or Muslim Allah is the real God. So the first thing I do to them when they come is to say, okay, you have denounced that you are halfway gone, that, okay, you don't believe that you need salvation or you're halfway gone. But then there is God. And they will tell me, where is God? I said, this is the God. And they say, where is the God? I said, you are the God. And they say, how am I the God? I say, you are a God. The ability to make things happen. The ability to take responsibility make you an òrìṣà. Òòṣà ní ń bẹ kò sọ́lọ́run. Ibo lọ́run wà? Ẹ sọ fún mi. Ibo lọ́run wà? The fact that they use Yoruba word to interpret the religion of the invader does not mean that we are not doing the same. Are you getting me? So they now begin to come home. I said, don't look for an external God. The God you need is you. And they will now ask me that, how come the Orisha? And I said, the Orishas were also human beings like you who became an Orisha. The people who followed them are only using their pattern to get things done. Ọ̀nà kan ò sí wọ́jà, ẹni mú babaláwo dífá ọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀run. Àbí ńgbẹ́ bá ti rí babaláwo tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ tíṣà, ẹ rí i pé ọ̀nà kan ò wọ́jà ni. Sọ̀rọ̀ mi yé. When I begin to now condition them to say, you are a God, that's why I respect people. It is easier for me to bow to you when I see you than to shake you. Because you are a God. You can make things happen. Every war that has happened in the world was created or done by human. Every famine that has happened in the world was created by human. Everything that is good in this world was created by human. Until human beings go to the mass, there will not be God in mass. Have you heard that they are leading praise and worship in mass? No. Is there anything like, is the Lord that did this in mass? No. Let human being go there. God will surely appear. So I always tell them, you are a God. You are a God. The other God that you are talking about, that you think is a supreme God, is a European man. Is the one that says, you shall not be God except me. Say, thou shalt not serve other gods. That means that European guy that is a God realized that you are gods also. So he wants you to serve him. The concept of God does not exceed the planet Earth where we are. But we give thanks and we do veneration to the ancestors here because they have done so much researches on our behalf on how we can apply the law of nature and the universal law to make things happen for ourselves. So when we say, we are not offering these sacrifices to one God in the sky or something. We are obeying the law of nature. Element of nature is used to preserve nature. That's one thing we have to know. That's one thing you have to know. All right, this person keeps repeating the same question. He said, how do one begin with the process of African spirituality? I believe you are still the same person that asked the other time, how do I identify with African spirituality? You know, we have said this. We said that first is to denounce all those, then you do your baptism. When you finish your baptism, you'll see a lot of things will change. You will have new sensitivity, and then you now begin to ask more direct questions. More direct questions. People, you ask questions. People like us exist for the sake of your curiosity. For the sake of your curiosity. For the sake of your curiosity. Any other questions? Somebody is saying, Bible also says, don't you know that ye are gods? Thank you very much. Oshania, Oshanimi. Shango was once a human being like you. Kotoripe won beres in Ibo. Obatala, all the rest. They lived in this planet like you and I. So all those things are not metaphysical. You will really catch me. You will not catch me bowing down to any graven image. You won't catch me doing that. Horoni. Tó bá ti kọjá orí mi, if you see me bow down, I bow to myself. I bow to myself. I bow to my ori. I bow to my ori. Sọ̀rọ̀ mi yé. Odù Ifá ló sọ fún wa. Odù Ifá ló sọ fún wa bẹ́ẹ̀. All right, so that's the origin of baptism and also the importance of baptism. It emanated from here in Africa before it got there. Unfortunately, they could not handle it very well because they don't know the kule. So what you don't, the power you do not know, you abuse. It is inevitable for you to abuse every single power you do not know anything about. So that's that about that. For more inquiries, you can just slide into my DM, all that. Somebody is asking, are there consequences of manipulating elements of nature against someone? Yes. Yes, surely. How can you do something against someone? There are consequences. Great consequences. Everything you do against another person is coming back to you. As a matter of fact, everything you do for another person, there are two words, against and for. They are coming back to you. The evil you do remains with you. The good you do come back to you. Nothing exceeds this world. Like I always say, there is nothing going outside the universe. The universe is all encompassing. The universe comprises of all the planets. The universe is the limit of everything. The universe is the limit of everything. And whatever you do inside the universe, remain inside the universe for you who did it. That's why it is very, very important for us to know and to be very careful of the kind of words we say. Our words carry power, the energy around us also, the life we live also, the kind of rites we perform, the rituals we perform. That's why when someone comes to me, when you are performing something, if we are taking something negative off you, we make sure it dies there. Yoruba people say, "Ojo tabari binibi wole." You don't transfer it. It is wicked. It is wicked for you to take something off someone and say somebody should work on it and carry it. No. It is evil. That is bad. You that know how to take it off one person should know how to put an end to it. There is enough negativity in this world. Enough. So much. The atmosphere is polluted. The atmosphere is so polluted because people keep tapping into strange powers. For instance, this rite we do in Yoruba land where someone died, Taro Okuwon, they will call the dead body to come and take vengeance. Our fathers realized that this thing is disrupting the law of and order of nature. Whenever you wake the dead body up to come and revenge, the dead body will not only kill who kills it, it will kill more than that. Sorry, it's getting dark. I think they just took the light. The dead body will not only kill the person that kills it, it will kill more than that. Omanfa kufa. So at the end of the day, they had to stop it. They decided to say, no, we are not doing this thing anymore. Let's stop this nonsense. You get the point? So also when you now directly even do something against someone, it comes back to you. Somebody is saying, but the Bible does not conflict with African spirituality, only religion. I know of an Ifa priestess that goes to church. Well, if you think it doesn't, no problem, go to church and hold on to it. Hold on to it. Now I'm going to give you an example. Abiola died for the democracy of Nigeria. Professor Lumumba spoke greatly and got democracy for Nigeria. Are they the same thing? Are they the same statement? Abiola died for the democracy of Nigeria. That's the truth. Professor Lumumba spoke greatly and won democracy for Nigeria. Is that true? Even though Professor Lumumba is Pan-Africa and is always looking for democratic rule in Africa, and what he's saying could contribute, but he did not die for the democracy of Nigeria. So that's what we call plagiarism. That's what we call plagiarism, where the fake of original is given to you and you expect it to work like original. It can't work. When the fake is given to you and you expect it to work like original. First of all, you don't respect someone that come to infringe your right, to pirate your work. You don't respect someone that comes to pirate your work, that comes to demonize you, and later say, maybe we are doing the same thing. We are not doing the same thing. We are not doing the same thing. Obviously, the person who is putting this is a staunch Christian and believes so much in the God of the Christians. We will only wish you well. We speak about African spirituality here. We speak about African spirituality here. The contradiction of your Bible now that says that, but the Bible says church is in your body and God dwells in you. What is a church? Is your body, God dwells within you. Do you still worship a God in heaven according to your Bible or not? Do you still worship a God that is in heaven? Have you read your Bible to Revelation 2? Don't deceive yourself. Have you read it to Revelation? Have you read those apocalyptic part of the Bible where they describe the afterlife and all those nonsense? A God that dwells in you is lurking around somewhere, waiting for you to die so that he can put you in either hell or heaven. We don't think like that here. We don't believe in heaven or hell, in especially Yoruba spirituality. The concept of heaven or hell does not exist in Yoruba spirituality. No, it doesn't. So we don't do the same thing. We don't do the same thing. We don't do the same thing. They are not complementary. Said I just feel they are so contradictory. They are opposite each other. They are opposite each other. It is impossible for us to say our Eleda is waiting for us to die so that it can put us in hell or heaven. And the concept of saying somebody died for you does not arise here. Nobody dies for your sin here. In African spirituality, it doesn't work like that. That's why people should take responsibility of what they do here. And we believe in reincarnation. You guys don't believe in it. You believe there's a storage system when people die where they go and either be tormented till Judgment Day or be enjoying till Judgment Day, and all of those, somebody appearing in the sky and all those things. We don't do the same thing. Our destination does not, we are not going to the same place. Again, no matter how they try to sweet tongue it, no. It is not the same thing. Are you getting the point? Thank you very much. Because the concept of, okay, you are forgiven. Now, the God of the Christians made himself to become human. And he died to sacrifice himself unto himself. That's nonsense, right? Okay, if you are aiming at forgiving people for sinning against you, I think the best thing you could do is just say you are forgiven. Knowing fully well that you are still the one that created them to be weak. But you say you want to kill yourself for yourself, to be at peace by yourself, and all those things. You get? So we don't do the same thing. When you go wrong here, you create a note for yourself. When you do something negative, that's why it is someone who practices African spirituality, especially the Babalawos, they don't even attempt to wrong anybody because you will reap what you sow. You will reap what you sow, either in this life or the one you are coming. Ẹlòmíì akọ wáyé akọ jìyà láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ dópin, wọ́n máa wọ́ndà pé kí ló ṣe àti sọ́sọ́sọ́ títí nígbà táwọn àkọsẹ̀ yáyẹ̀ àrèpó wáyé ìyá ni kí ló ṣe láyé tó kọ́ wá. So the concept of you are done this, okay, you are dead now, àwọn ọmọ tó bí sẹ́yìn lọ́mọ wá jèrè ẹ̀ doesn't work in this place. Ìwọ tó ṣe náà ló máa padà wá jẹ́ ó kọ́ nímọ̀dí tó ṣe ń jẹ̀yà ńgbà tó tún lé ayé wá ni. You get the point? Ìyà nǹkan tó ṣe wà wá jẹ́. You have created it, you suffer for it. So Oluomo is asking, is it good for someone to share Ifa? Yeah, it's good for someone to share Ifa, but on the instruction of Ifa, if they consult Ifa for you and Ifa say you should have one to share Ifa, yeah, go ahead. You can't just go and say mo fẹ́ share Ifa for what? Tọ́nà ẹ̀ ò bá bá mú ńkọ́? Yeah? If you don't need it, if you are okay without it, why must you? And I'm not going to lie to you, it is also a lot of responsibility láti ṣẹ́fà, because o gbọ́dọ̀ lọ máa tọ́jú Ifá náà àbí kó máa tọ́jú ẹni tó bẹ́ẹ̀ ń tọ́jú Ifá. You get the point? So that's basically it. Huh? But in the place of that Ṣíṣe Ifá, sometimes we try to also create some kind of energy for people in their home, which they can actually reach out to directly. A certain form of energy in their home, which they can actually use to condition and reach out to effectively by themselves. This is something that nobody needs to even be part of it. Nobody needs to intrude in it or intervene. You will do it all by yourself. Okay, somebody is saying, how do I know if Ifa is real or legit? Well, that's something I can't tell you. I can't say how you will know if Ifa is real or legit. But if Ifa is fake, it would have ceased being in existence for a while, for a long time ago. It will have ceased being in existence for a long time ago. Now, Ifa comprises of everything that has to do with society, with finance, with politics, with family, with health, and all of those things. It comes in binary codes. It comes in binary codes. You get? So when you come for divination, the one that comes must align with what you are going through, especially the solution to whatever you are going through. You can just try it. He said, I mean, after getting it. I don't get what you're saying. How do I know if it's after getting it, blah, blah, blah? I don't get. Can you rephrase it? Another person is saying that this is a bit off track, but can you know if someone is reincarnated? Yes, you can know. Because you spoke about the previous life, a person has lived can affect the next life. Yes, you can know if someone is reincarnated. You can definitely know through Akosejaye. Through Akosejaye. You get? So someone will go and say, okay, this is a reincarnation of your father, of your grandmother, of your this, of your that, of that this. So the universe recycle. It's not producing new people. The universe is a recycle. You get? When there is a body, there must be something to fill in it. There must be something to fill in it. So there is a recycling system going on. You, myself, everybody watching now, we are all reincarnation of what we were before. So when we do Akosejaye, we will know, okay, this person, this person, this person. I've seen so many people that we have to do consultation for, we know that there is absolutely nothing about their life. They are so empty. Not because they will not have activity, but they cannot enjoy this life. And it is not a curse. It is not because I wish them not to enjoy, but because their previous life, they have to come and clean up the nonsense they did. They might not look like they were in the previous life or something. That's why all those politicians, just look out for them. Some people are poor, some people are rich. Now, it depends on what you are doing now. You will come again. My people in Ijebu will say, you have sex with a woman once and you now begin to abuse her. Maybe your body will come up again. When you come back, you will see it. That is the concept of reincarnation here. And that's the reason we refuse to do evil. You see, this concept of saying one God is applying grace and one blood is washing your sin away, it doesn't happen here. That's why we are more responsible. Practicing African spirituality helps you to be more responsible. Before you do a thing, you have to think twice. Nobody will help you to carry it. If you don't carry it in this life, you carry it in the next life. If justice is what you want, universe know how to serve it. If justice is what you want, universe, for example, now let's say Abacha, all he did in this life, and he now died. People think, Otimuje, he might come again and land in Yoruba land. But you have to clear it up. Are you getting me? So that's it. Ade. All right. So, okay, we have cleared that. So somebody is saying, how do someone connect directly with the universe without any consultation of Babalawo? Look up to the sky now and say, universe, connect me, connect me, connect me, connect me, connect me. That's the problem we have. That's the problem. At least the first time, go through someone. It is not the person that is doing connection for you. The person will have to teach you what to do. Half knowledge is more dangerous than ignorance. Don't try to figure life out on your own. Some people know these things. Ask them. They will teach you. But if it is a service charge or payment for the expertise you are trying to avoid, you will put yourself in trouble. You can go and be doing yoga of Indian people. You will land yourself where you want to go. At least, don't be greedy. Be humble. Go and learn. Learn. Those Babalawo you see today, they went to learn. They too went to learn. Without learning, you cannot be. Without serving, you cannot be a leader. Go and learn. You must need Babalawo at first. Even those who have known this thing for a long time. Do you think I know it all? I still go to my senior colleagues to go and ask questions. Oh, somebody is saying law of thermodynamics. Energy can never be created nor destroyed. Thank you very much. So also human spirit. When I talk about spirit, I talk about energy. Most times when I write, I interchange them. Energy. So somebody is saying, is it good to be checking someone's life, your life or another person's life? It's not good to check another person's life, especially when they are not under your jurisdiction or jurisdiction. If they are your children or whatever, it is good. As a matter of fact, you cannot even check the life of your spouse. They are an adult. You only have power over your own children. You cannot check the life of your friend. Why are you checking other people's life? But if it is your life, yes, go check it. Check it out. Now, this is not a place where they tell you if you lose your children, thank God. If you lose your wife, thank God. If you lose your husband, thank God. If you lose work, thank God. If any bad thing happens to you, say Alhamdulillah. We don't do that in African spirituality. When something is going on, we ask why. And in asking why, you are checking your life. We go to do divination, we go to do consultation. There's a certain man in the Bible also called Laban. Laban is the uncle of Jacob. And he said, I have known through divination that God is blessing me because of you. Now, divination is permitted with them. Anytime they want to go to war, do they not go to their prophet or that is equivalent of their babalawo to ask, are we going to be victorious or what should we do? Sometimes they will say, go and kill this before you go to war, when you come back, do this, okay, and all that. Why does it look like something strange? If the person who was asking about Bible and all that was talking about Judaism, which is the Old Testament, and what we do, I would agree to an extent. Remember that if you notice very well, nobody in the Old Testament ever blamed Satan for evil. Every single atrocity, every bloodshedding, every genocide, every massacre, every evil that has happened in that Bible was caused by this God. The God that you people are rushing to go and serve. Every single evil that happened in that Bible is caused by that God. Even he said he killed his own son. Is it not madness? Any little provocation, the guy don't the key. We don't have that kind of God here. You get? We don't tell. Our concept of Godship does not tell us to go and kill suckling children, to kill their mother, nursing mothers, to grab other people's land. It doesn't tell us to go into another nation just because we want to get their land and massacre them. No, the concept of Godship here does not say that. And the concept of Godship here does not say we should kill our own son for the sake of another person or even for our own sake. It doesn't happen. We don't serve the same God. Our spirituality are two way apart. So don't even try to go there. So somebody is saying, after getting the Ifa, how do I know if the Ifa is accepted? While they are doing it for you there, you will know. Tori akpabi, obi. You know kola nut, they will break kola nut. Kola nut will tell you if it is successful or not. How do we know if it is successful? The kola nut have back and inside. The number of kola nut that open up from the inside out, upside down, tells you if you have like obi abata silafin shefa, if you have like in together after breaking the kola nut, if you have like 7 pieces of kola nut, and when the daobi after the whole thing, if the fire is okay, when the nakpabi, and out of 7 you have 5, that's success. Out of 7 you have 6, that's success. If it is 7/7, that's even excellent. But if you are having 3 out of 7, and the thing is that they have to do it again and again and again before they get it. Thank you. All right, so I like the fact that ours represent all aspects of human life. Yeah, surely. Ours represent all kind of human life. Thank you very much. If that's all the question we got on this program today, I think we have done more than enough. We'll be coming again sometime soon, and I wish you can be more than this whenever we come online to teach each other and know more about African spirituality. This is another way to identify with African spirituality, because if we have a fellowship of 5 people here in present, and for the person who is asking where I'm in Lagos. I'm in Lagos in case you want to book an appointment. I'm in Lagos. If we have 4 people, 5 people, or 20 people gathered here with me right now, what do you think we'll be talking about? Just like they have their message there. Odrifa that tells us about how to behave. Odrifa that tells us about who to marry, how to choose a wife. Odrifa that tells us about how to do business. Odufada tells, and there are stories behind all those things. There are stories behind all those things. We will be able to talk about it, apply it to our life, and even politics. And before you know, we do whatever fellowship we want to do, and we go our separate way. Somebody said, is it good to serve our heir than the gods? You can't serve your heir. It's your head. Ori, 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 ori. If you understand Yoruba, let me now tell you. The Yoruba people say, Ori laba bo, ahoba fo sílẹ̀. Why? Torí ìgbà torí ń gbé ní ibo lòṣà wà. Meaning that it is better to worship your head than the orishas or the gods. Because when your head is saving you, where are the gods? Orí mi àtètè níran, orí mi àpérè, orí mi àpésìn, orí lókun, orí nídẹ. You know, your head is so important. That's why you have to be careful those who touch your head. You have to be careful with that. So normally when our parents are talking to us when we are little, they will say, Ojelo buri esoro. Or they will tell you, Kori e ma shalatakwe. If something is wrong with someone, constantly, they will tell you, Orie lo ntako. Or they say, Lorie, Lorie, use your head. The meaning of common sense in Yoruba is using your head. Everything starts and ends with this, your head. So when someone's life is going haywire and all of those things, we tell them, appease your head. When you appease your head, it will calm it down. It will calm it down. Somebody is saying, sorry. I said, I don't trust people here that have been crowned in Ifa. Can you do it? Please rephrase your question. I don't trust of these people here that are, please rephrase your question. I can't get a question. It's good that you guys are asking the question. I'll be stopping it. Can you do it for people overseas? You mean Ifa pé kí wọ́n ṣẹ́fá fẹ́yàn tó wà nílùú òyìnbó? Yes, of course. Tá a bá ti morúkọ ìyá ẹ, tá ti morúkọ bàbá ẹ, tá ti morúkọ ẹ, especially when we can get a picture of you, and especially if you are in unison with us, we can do it. A lè ṣẹ́fá fún yàn bí. Ó máa ń da téèyàn bá present o. If there are other extra stuff we need to do for the person, but we can do it here. Anytime you come to Africa, you can just go, take it up and see it. But there are some precautions we have to write down. Ifá olójú mẹ́ta wà, Ifá olójú mẹ́rin wà, Ifá olójú márùn wà. You have to know. Kọ́ má bàa dà pọ̀ mọ́ra wọn. Somebody is saying, how can one reconnect to his root but lives abroad? It is simple now. That's what we have been talking about all this while. You know, I've said a lot before you joined. You should watch this video from beginning to the end. You can connect to African spirituality everywhere. You can connect. Every part of the world emanated from Africa. And as long as there's air, as long as there's water, wherever you are, as long as there's oye tó là, tó dòde ọ̀run kedere ọ̀run in the sky, you can connect. We are not talking about voodoo or village people. We are talking about law of the universe. When we are talking about Ìṣẹ̀ṣe, we talk about the law of the universe, not something that must be secluded to one place. So when people call me, they expect me to be in abroad and all that and blah, blah, blah. And I like it in Nigeria. Why? Because the reason why I like it in Nigeria is because of the atmosphere is conditioned for my energy, and also the plants, the roots that we need for most of the work we do. It is easily accessible here. I told someone to get a plantain leaf in UK. He has not found it till today. Ordinary plantain leaf. If I stand up from where I am, I'll be seeing plantain leaf, guava leaf, every leaf around here. He has not gotten into today. So how do I want to work without all those leaves? Those are elements of nature. They need to aid the work we do. All right, thank you very much. I think on this note, we can just call it a day on today's program, talking about origin and importance of baptism. If you are yet to be baptized to this way of life, this way of thought, this way of living, if you need to get your sensitivity back, if you need to get those dreams you used to dream back, if you need to get your inclination back, your intuition back, if you need to get those things you call gifting back that you have lost, those things you know were there, please come back home, identify with African spirituality, get yourself baptized. It's a simple process. You can DM me for that. A simple process, you can DM me for that. We'll go over it and tell you some other things you need to do. And it doesn't matter where you are. This is the beauty of African spirituality. If you are home, abroad, wherever you are, we mustn't see each other before we get things done, as long as you are connected in your mind. Thank you very much. And you can also text me some other questions you want me to treat. This is coming because some people texted me and asked me for it. If you have any other questions, inquiry and all that, my DM is there for you. If I don't attend to you now, I will surely attend to you later. Thank you very much. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Baba Yoruba on YouTube also. Press the subscribe button so that we can be much there and I can show you some visual while I'm teaching you in the future. Ẹ jẹ́ àṣebà kó tó di pé a máa lọ. Àṣebà lọ́wọ́ àwọn tó láyé tó nílẹ̀ tó lágbede méjì ayé òun àti ọ̀run. Wọ́n ní àdáṣe ní wọn mọ ìgbà ò gbọ́dọ̀ wọn mọ́. Àti ṣe lè ní eléyìí ò gbọ́dọ̀ wọn wá. Gbogbo àwọn ẹni tí a ti bá sọ̀rọ̀ lónìí tí wọ́n pàdé fọ́nrán yìí létà àbí lọ́jọ́ iwájú. Ẹ jẹ́ kó mọ̀ ṣẹ́ mọ́ lórí lára bí ọṣẹ ṣe ń ṣẹ́ mọ́ ní lára tá a bá fi wẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ kó máa mọ́ wọn létí bí etí ti ń mọ́rí. Ẹ jẹ́ kó wúlò fún wọn. Káyé wọn dára kí wọ́n má kú sórí mo ṣe mo jìyà látòní lọ gbogbo ẹni tí ń ṣe làálàá kòókòó jọ̀ǹjọ̀ǹ iṣẹ́ kékeré owó ńlá ni kọ́mọ jẹ́ tiyín lágbára àwọn tó nílẹ̀ gbogbo kí tẹ́lẹ̀gbèdè bá fọ́ bà gígùn báyìí nígún gbogbo ohun tẹ́ ẹ bá fọ́ bà látòní lọ kó mọ júṣe kó mọ júnà káyé yín ó dára jù báyìí lọ kínú yín ó dùn kọ́kàn yín ó balẹ̀ àtọmọ àtọkọ àtaya àtàlábàgbé àtojúlùmọ̀ gbogbo yín pátápátá kẹ́ ẹ má fi ojú sunkún ara yín ẹ wà ní jáde lọ́jọ́ tẹ́bi ń pọ̀nà o ẹ ò ní kúrò ńlé lọ́jọ́ tẹ́bi ń pọ̀nà ẹ ò ní forí ṣọpọ́n ayé yín ò ní polúkúrò mọ̀ṣù. lọ́lá àwọn tó nílẹ̀ àṣẹ kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀ kò jú báyìí lọ ó dàbọ̀ ó dìgbà kan náà.